Well, hi everyone. Del Mar is back up and running this weekend. We took a week off, as everyone knows, but back up and running as of Friday, a 4-day race week at Del Mar, Friday through Monday. We'll be talking about 3 stakes races on the Saturday card. The Smiling Tiger for 3-year-old sprinters, the San Clemente for 3-year-old fillies on grass, and the San Diego Handicap also on Saturday, which marks the comeback and California debut of none other than Maximum Security. But the first segment, we'll be talking about the Smiling Tiger Stakes. It's race number 2 on Saturday, a 6-furlong sprint for 3-year-olds, and it's named for a very good sprinter trained by Jeff Bondi from 2009 through 2012. And his breakout performance, Smiling Tigers, was 10 years ago this summer. Let's go back in time and take a look at a 3-year-old named Smiling Tiger taking the lead in the Grade 1 Bing Crosby Stakes. This is one of the most premier stakes races, sprint stakes of the year in California. And Smiling Tiger took it to his older rivals, racing gate to wire and winning clear. This was his first Grade 1. He would go on to win 5 more Grade 1. 5 more graded stakes, Smiling Tiger would, and he is now one of the premier stallions in the state of California. His 4th crop are 2-year-olds of 2020. He's already sired the likes of Spice Perfection and Smiling Shirley stakes winners. So kind of cool that the Smiling Tiger Stakes named in honor of a very good sprinter and now a California stallion. So this race on Saturday, the Smiling Tiger Stakes, 3-year-old sprinters, and I'd like to say it's an important race. It's really not, at least relative to a stakes race that will be run 1 week from Saturday at Saratoga. That's the Grade 1 Allen Jerkins for 3-year-old sprinters, and 2 of the top contenders expected to show up in the Allen Jerkins are actually coming in from California. Collusion Illusion, a multiple graded stakes winner trained by Mark Glad. He's expected to ship back for the Jerkins. And trainer Bob Baffert is also sending 8 rings back to Saratoga for the Jerkins. So 2 of the top 3-year-old sprinters in California will be making their next start in New York. And that leaves us with a field of 5. Let's go ahead and take a look at the field for the Smiling Tiger Stakes. Field of 5, modest runners, good, solid sprinters, but have yet to really distinguish themselves. We have a long shot on the inside and outside. Annie's Boy and Howbeit, both at 12-1. Thanks, Mr. Wrightson, trained by Jeff Bondi. He was the trainer of Smiling Tiger throughout that millionaire's career in 09 through 012. And then the 2 favorites right there in the middle. Number 3, Ragtime Blues, 7-5. And the morning line favorite at 6-5 is number 4, Vertical Threat. Now, why is Vertical Threat the favorite? Program favorite anyway? Well, it's because he was absolutely impressive in his maiden victory last time out, and it was on June 27th at Los Alamitos. And let's take a look at Vertical Threat making his 2nd career start for trainer Richard Baltus. Richard Baltus trained 2nd start maidens. It's almost an automatic bet. And in the case of Vertical Threat, well, you got 3-1 by an impressive maiden winner making his 2nd start. Vertical Threat, he won by 6 lengths. He earned an 89 Beyer speed figure that tops the field. This was an impressive performance, an impressive display of speed. And the thing about Vertical Threat is, although he is quick, he also can sit. He actually sat 3rd just off the pace in that maiden win. Now, who did he have behind him? Not a whole lot. Only one of the horses that he beat has since run back and did nothing of consequence. So Vertical Threat is getting a huge class test on Saturday, and we're going to talk a little bit about a formulator statistic that also does not really support his chances, Vertical Threat, to repeat that maiden win. We'll talk about that in just a minute. In the meantime, the horse that I like, I expect number 3, Ragtime Blues, to set the pace. He's an improving 3-year-old trained by Bob Baffert, and he is fast. In his most recent start, although he lost the race, he actually ran very well, and it was June 20th at Santa Anita in the Grade 3 Barrera. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stretch run, and that's Ragtime Blues on the lead, turning for home. Looked like he might be able to steal this race as the 2-1 second choice, but Collusion Illusion is too much racehorse, and that's Collusion Illusion in the white cap, blowing right past Ragtime Blues. But Ragtime Blues finished clear of 3rd. and that was after carving a very quick early pace, 21-4, 44-3, going 6.5 furlongs. Ragtime Blues shortens from 6.5 to 6 on Saturday. I expect him to set the pace, and I expect him to be long gone. He might even go favored. It's a tough call, 7-5, 6-5. But it looks like a two-horse race. Okay, let's go quickly through the field. Number 1, Annie's Boy. He's been racing at Turf Paradise, Arapahoe Park, and Los Alamitos nighttime last out. He did not run very well. It looks like he's overmatched. Number 2, Thanks Mr. Wrightson. Pair of third-place finishes on grass. He's returning to dirt. The last time he ran on dirt at Del Mar, he won a maiden claiming race, $150,000 maiden claiming race by more than 9 lengths. Third start back off a layoff. If you're looking for a crazy horse, 7-2 is not that crazy. I guess Mr. Wrightson's the third preference. Ragtime Blues, we talked about him. I think he's the speed of the field. I think he's the fastest horse in the race, and I expect him to go gate to wire. Vertical Threat, you have to respect him off that maiden win, but a very interesting formulator statistic that we'll throw up on the screen for you. Trainer Richard Baltas, who we talk at length about, because his comebackers are always fit. His maiden second-time starters typically improve. But if there's a hole in his game, it has to do with horses coming off maiden wins and running back in dirt sprints. Past 5 years, Trainer Richard Baltas had started 35 horses in dirt sprints that won a maiden race last time out. Only 3 of them have won, and the ROI 43 cents for every $2 wager. I guess the point to that statistic is this: big maiden winners trained by Baltas do not always come back and repeat that performance second time out, compared to a guy like Baffert, who does have better stock than Baltas, admittedly, but the last 5 years, trainer Bob Baffert is a 26% trainer in dirt sprints with last out maiden winners. Finally, down on the bottom, number 5, Howbeit, who is actually supplemented to this race. Trainer Doug O'Neill does that often, supplements horses at the last minute in small fields, trying to get a piece of it. But it looks like a two-horse race between the front-runner Ragtime Blues and the pace-pressing program favorite, number 4, Vertical Threat. I like Ragtime Blues to race gate to wire in race 2 on Saturday at Del Mar.